Did they draft Keegan Murray because he was a better fit? We made that mistake about 3 years ago with Marvin Bagley. Welcome to Refuse to Lose. My name is Joe Jordan. I'm your host today. Today we're going to talk about the Sacramento Kings' fourth pick in the NBA draft. So I never made a video about the draft about the Kings draft because I was so torn about which direction I want them to go. And probably 2 or 3 days before the draft, I came to a conclusion and I was telling myself the Kings should go ahead and draft Ivy. So go ahead and draft them because, it would be and then I was good with running a 3-guard lineup. You have Davion Mitchell, De'Aaron Fox, and Jaden Ivey. And then people are like, oh, it's three of the same players. Okay, so you have 3 guards rolling with Sabonis. I thought that'd be very good. And the Kings want to be a fast-paced offense, so I thought that'd be good. It'd be perfect. So, I go to, I'm in the Rhode Island area. I go to DC. The DMV area, go to my brother's house. He lives in Maryland. And we watched the draft together. My brother's an Orlando Magic fan. They had the number 1 pick, and I'm a Kings fan, 4th pick. So we went watching the draft with them. And I got the news that we drafted Keegan Murray. Now, at the moment when I found out we drafted Keegan Murray, I was a little upset. I was upset, my head was down. I was just upset because I really wanted us to drive Ivy. I knew Ivy he was a good fit for the NBA because of his style of play. He's more like he's more of an ISO player in the NBA. That's what the NBA basically is. You stretch the floor out and there's a lot of isolation, a lot of pick and roll. And Jaden Ivey is better in that situation. And then the very next day, on my way back to Rhode Island, I listened to Monty McNair's press conference about the draft. I was like, what is he going to say? I'm curious on what is he going to say about why did he draft Keegan Murray? Because I'm thinking like, did they draft Keegan Murray because he was a better fit? We made that mistake about 3 years ago with Marvin Bagley. So we picked Marvin Bagley because he was quote unquote the better fit. And we passed up on Luka Doncic and Trae Young. So I'm tuned in. I'm listening to the press conference, and he starts on by saying that we drafted the best available player. Kept saying that. He kept saying we went with the best available. They asked him, I know you said it's the best available, but did you also consider fit? He said, no, we was just looking at the best available. That's the way we do it. He said that their whole team, their whole camp, it was unanimous that Keegan Murray was the better player than Jaden Ivey. I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, what? And then I had to think, man. I had to think back. I thought about the last 2 drafts. We already had De'Aaron Fox, which is our point guard, and we drafted Tyrese Halliburton. That's available. The very next year, Davion Mitchell wasn't interested in the Kings, but we drafted Davion Mitchell. Best available. So I'm going to trust Monty right here because the last 2 years showed me that he drafted the best available. And he flipped Tyrese Halliburton into a 2-time All-Star. And 2 more second-round picks, I believe. So I'm okay with it. The more I listen to that press conference, I feel more at peace. And then I'm going to roll with it. I'm going to just trust him. And then I had to refresh my memory on Keegan Murray. And he had a big jump last year. He's a big, he's 6'8". And I say he's a big 6'8". He's a great shooter. He's a great rebounder in my opinion. I think he has a knack for the rebounding. And it's funny because Iowa played Purdue in the Big Ten championship, and Iowa won. Now I do believe Iowa had better contributions that game versus Purdue. But when you look at Jaden Ivey, he's just a downhill player. He's not a great shooter. He did shoot 40% last year, but he's not a guy off the dribble will pull up and shoot a jump shot. He's more like a John Morant, like everybody keep comparing him to. And I like and even though he said Keegan Murray is best available, Keegan Murray is a better fit. He is a better fit. And Jaden Ivey did not want to come here. So it's kind of like, if you don't want to come here, don't come here. We're gonna get somebody else. We're not gonna bring people in that don't want to be here. So he didn't send us a medical records, nothing. So, but we did draft Davion Mitchell, who was better, and then he plays hard. I love Davion Mitchell. So, and Keegan Murray, he checks off a lot of the boxes. I mean, we had 3-point issue. He checks that off, right? We had a feeling like a forward position issue. We had a forward position. We do have Harrison Barnes and all that stuff, but he checked off that box. We had a defense issue. He checked out that box. A rebounding issue. He checks out that box. So I'm more confident in this pick than I was before when we first drafted him. I really wanted Ivy. I think Ivy's going to be a great NBA player. But we're going to see what Keegan Murray can do for us, and I'm excited. I'm going to be closely looking into Summer League and see all these players, not just him, but I want to see Ivy. I want to see all the top 3 picks we saw in the draft. And I definitely want to see the guy I'm more curious to see the most is Shaedon Sharpe. I want to see how Shaedon Sharpe is going to look in a 5-on-5 with talent at this level versus high school. All right, so that's all I have for you guys today, and I'll see you guys next episode. Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.